Hi, I'm Dr. Koji Usumi. I'm here today to help you better understand the inner workings of the human body. Do you know what the human body is made up of? Roughly, 60% of the body's mass is water, 20% proteins, 15% fat, and 5% other components, such as minerals. I want to focus on the important role of proteins. Proteins are created based on the information encoded in our genes, which exist inside every cell in our body. These days, people frequently use the word genes. However, the majority of people probably don't know what genes actually are or what they do. So what is the difference between genes and DNA? And what is the relationship between the two elements and nucleic acid? Today, I will take you into the world of genes and nucleic acid and help you better understand the roles of these components. Okay, let's get started.
The human body consists of approximately 37 trillion cells. These cells combine in different ways to form all the parts of your body, from your internal organs to your muscle tissue. Inside each one of these cells, there is a nucleus surrounded by a nuclear membrane. This nucleus contains strands of DNA wrapped around proteins called histones. Each strand of DNA forms what is known as a chromosome. So how exactly are proteins made? And what role does DNA play in this process?
What you see here is DNA. It is found in the nucleus of the cell and has a double helix structure. DNA is made up of nucleotides that contain 4 types of nucleobases: A, adenine, T, thymine, G, guanine, and C, cytosine. Roughly 3 billion pairs of these nucleotides make up the human genome. Within each strand of DNA exist sections known as genes. Genes contain the information required for building the proteins required to create and sustain life. Surprisingly, genes comprise only about 2% of our total DNA.
Our genes are encoded with instructions for arranging amino acids in various sequences in order to build the proteins required by the body. These instructions are copied from the DNA to strands of mRNA. The mRNA then links up with tRNA and rRNA to make a chain of amino acids that will eventually form a protein.
Collectively, DNA and RNA are referred to as nucleic acid. As just explained, nucleic acid plays a vital role in the synthesis of the proteins that make up our body, including the enzymes necessary for catalyzing various chemical reactions within the body. If DNA becomes damaged and cannot convey genetic information accurately, then the cells will not be able to make the required proteins. This in turn can have a significant impact on our health and youthfulness.
Until recently, the remaining 98% of DNA was considered to be junk DNA with no real role to play. However, recent discoveries indicate that some of the genetic information in these sections of DNA play a vital role in controlling gene expression. With each passing year, science is unlocking more and more of the mysteries of life.
Provided that the body contains sufficient quantities of components required for synthesizing DNA and RNA, the cells can function normally and we can maintain a healthy body. It is also possible to supplement the body's supply through the consumption of dietary nucleic acid. I think it's fair to say that nucleic acid is a nutrient fundamental to the sustainment of life itself. The time has come to start thinking about healthy living from the genetic level.